In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can update the look of your kitchen cabinets by using chalk paint. Now you have two options to do this. You can go buy chalk paint from the store, and it's about $20 at Home Depot and Lowe's per quart. Or you can create your own chalk paint at home with any paint you have left over in your house, or you can go buy new paint and use the process to create chalk paint. Now the process to create your own chalk paint is very simple. With any sort of paint you have on hand, mix 1 cup of paint into a container, and then take your plaster of Paris. This is a 4-pound carton, and you can buy these for about $10. And you're going to take 1/3 of a cup of plaster of Paris and mix it with 1/3 of a cup of water. Now I prefer to use distilled water, so bottled water that you can buy from the store. You can just use water from your tap if you want to. So again, 1/3 a cup of water mixed with 1/3 of a cup of plaster of Paris in a separate container. Stir that mixture up really well, and then add it to your 1 cup of paint. Mix it around, and then you should come up with a consistency that is very thick and will not be very runny and fall off your brush easily. This allows you to paint upside down, not have to worry about your paint dripping on your head while inside a cabinet, and you can paint them on your cabinets without the paint just running down onto the floor. Now, if you don't have any paint on hand that you want to turn into chalk paint and you want to go to the store and just buy some, I recommend buying a flat paint to begin with. Because once you add the plaster of Paris and water and you stir it up, it's going to become flat. So if you buy an expensive satin or eggshell finish to get a glossy look, you're not going to have that type of finish when you're done. You're going to end up with a flat finish anyway. So just buy a flat paint and you can save yourself some money in the process. Now, if you are trying to get a glossy finish or a shine to the cabinets when you're done, you can apply a clear coat afterwards, or you can use a type of wax sealant, which can be done as well. The Home Depot Bear Paint highly recommends this process, and it's apparently very easy. I've never chosen to do that on any cabinets I've painted like this, but you could do that if you're looking to have a glossier finish when you're done. Okay, to prep for chalk paint, all you need to do is to clean your cabinets with any sort of household cleaner, and then wipe them down with TSP as well. Now I would do the TSP cleaning about twice total, and then after it dries, you'll be ready to paint. Now, why you would want to use chalk paint over, say, a normal paint? The advantages of chalk paint is, again, it's extremely thick, so it's not going to drip on you in the process of painting inside your cabinets or running down into your countertop. And you don't have to sand to prep the surface for chalk paint. Now, if you want to get a really smooth finish when you're done with all the painting, you can actually sand between coats of paint, and that will help wear it down and give you a nice smooth finish for the paint when you're fully complete. But you don't have to do it if you don't want to, or you just don't care if the finish is a little rougher to the touch. Now, the other advantage to the paint is it's extremely durable. Because it's so thick, it's hard to scratch, and that way, with your cabinets, since you're constantly putting stuff in and out of them and constantly opening and closing, it's going to hold up to the test of time and the wear and tear that you're going to be putting on your kitchen cabinets. One disadvantage of chalk paint is that you will need to do more than 1 coat. Now, luckily, turning a paint into a chalk paint will expand its coverage area, so you won't have any issue running out of paint. And luckily, also, the paint dries extremely fast. Usually dry in about 2 hours, which means that if you have kids at home and you need to paint, say, during the day while they're at school, you're still going to be able to make dinner at night. By the time they come home, you won't have to worry about them touching anything, and your kitchen will still be usable. Now, what I've got here is I have this panel has been painted with a 2nd coat, and this panel only has the 1st coat from yesterday. And you'll be able to see the difference of coverage here. Now, I will probably still end up doing a 3rd coat just to make sure that I have total coverage. And then at the end, I might do a light coat of sanding just to make everything really smooth. Another disadvantage you might have with this paint is because it becomes so thick, you will have some areas that kind of form some hills and mounds, or in your corners you might have some buildup where you go to touch up the corner and paint in there and you'll leave some paint behind. if you were not to catch that and you end up having it dry, you don't have to worry about trying to scrape it away. Just sand it away. It'll sand real nicely. It'll remove it, and then if you have to do a minor bit of touch up, you just come back and you just paint over it again, and everything will be good. You're not limited to painting just the outside of your cabinets. If you want, you can paint the insides of your cabinets. So these cabinets are pretty old, and they had adhesive paper put down to give them a different look. And over time, that paper tore away, it became ugly, it became damaged and stained. So we removed it, and now we're gonna paint inside the cabinets to freshen up the whole look. But if you have some areas like this where that adhesive paper and that stickiness kind of remained, then you don't have to worry about it because the chalk paint will cover that out completely. But if it's still sticky, make sure that you clean it up extremely well so you don't have any of that residue left over. What I have left isn't sticky to the touch anymore, even though there is still residue on the cabinet. It won't be an issue because the paint will simply cover it all up and make it disappear entirely.